Welcome, everyone. We're going to wait just a couple moments for everyone to come into the space. So excited to be able to spend the evening together with you to celebrate you. So we'll just wait a few moments for everyone to come on in. Feel free to grab a snack, a beverage, your favorite pet. We are going to be spending the next 30 minutes or so together. So feel free in the next few moments as we wait for everybody to come into the space to get comfortable, to get what you're going to need for the next little bit. We're so excited to be able to be here together with you tonight. All right, and looks like we're getting to the point where we're going to see our group tonight. First off, let me say, probably for the 44th time, congratulations. We are so excited to be able to welcome you to Syracuse University. Truly an incredible achievement this year. My name is Mike McGrath. I'm an associate director here in the Office of Admissions. I'm also an alum of Syracuse, both my bachelor's and master's degree. I am so excited to be with you on this journey to share more about what your experience at Syracuse can be like. I'm joined in the back end by my colleague Julia Hall, also a Syracuse alum. As you have any questions throughout tonight's presentation, feel free to submit those using the Q&A feature within Zoom. But tonight really is going to be a celebration. I want to start sort of broadly talking about the university, but we're going to get into a deeper sense of what student life will be like here at Syracuse University. But the first thing I really want to do is just to congratulate you. As I noted, truly a tremendous achievement. This year we received over 44,000 applications, one of the largest applicant pools in our history. The process for admissions was incredibly selective based on your academic achievement and personal qualities and accomplishments. You should be incredibly proud of this achievement. But to parents who might be watching, to guardians, family members, a round of applause for you as well. Truly a team effort in this process. We know your students didn't do this alone, that you worked together to be able to drive them to basketball practice, to make sure that they woke up on time to take the SAT, staying up late with them finishing their AP US history project. Whatever it was, you made sure that your student was successful. And so we're so excited to be able to celebrate all of you today. Um, we've spent the last few months really getting to know you through this application process. And so here are just a few things that we've learned about you. Some of you who are even joining us tonight, you are incredibly involved. It's something that I always love to see is what our students are doing outside of just the classroom. Some of you are really passionate, right? Maybe you love the arts. One of you I know has performed at Carnegie Hall with your chamber choir. You were also a writer for your school newspaper. And you even performed as Lizzie Bennett in Pride and Prejudice at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Really incredible opportunities that you've had within the arts. Others of you want to explore multiple different areas. So one of you has done some neuroscience research while also being a self-published author. You're a camp counselor, a mentor, secretary of your class, all while taking care of your younger siblings as an older sister. And then those of you who have had incredible opportunities, I've been so impressed at what you've managed to give back, not just to the community, but to the world at large. One of you is incredibly passionate about composting and is a leader of a compost program within your school. You founded a Chit Chat Club as an organization to be able to have different communities come together and be able to bring conversation with one another. You're captain of your volleyball team while also volunteering at a local hospital and are part of a band with one of the coolest names I've ever seen, Duck Duck Goose. You've all done some really incredible things in terms of activities. And you've done incredible things in the classroom. You've stretched yourself academically. We've seen that as you've taken honors, AP courses, IB courses, really wanting to make sure that you are taking advantage of those opportunities to stretch yourself. But we've seen you take opportunities where maybe you got an A minus in pre-calculus, and we're really proud of that because the year before in Algebra 2, you got a B, right? So we've seen how you've taken advantage of the academic behind you, taking advantage of those opportunities to grow and stretch yourself. But my favorite part of the application process is getting to know you through your essays, getting to understand more about what makes you tick, what makes you passionate, who you are as a person. Here's some other things we've learned about you through your essays. One of you won the 7-Up Cup through sailing. That was an incredible opportunity to sort of see a little bit more about the world of sailing. We learned that through your essay. Another one of you talked all about roller coasters. You're passionate about that, and it really was a roller coaster ride. One of my favorite essays from somebody here. You talked about your baseball career ending, and you specifically discussed Dustin Pedroia. As a Red Sox fan and a Boston native, that was something that was great to see. We always love Pedroia, but you really made that an influential opportunity to talk about how you found a new love, right? You were indie finding your new holy grail, your new arc in writing and journalism. And so we've seen those opportunities through your application where you've really taken a chance to help us get to know you. And so we really learned what your story has been over the last few months. Tonight, I'm excited to share a little bit more about our story. I'm going to begin at the beginning. Syracuse University is home to 15,000 undergraduate students who are divided into 10 schools and colleges. And this really allows us to offer the best of both worlds. All of the benefits of being a mid-sized private research institution with faculty and staff who are leaders in their field. Some have won Nobel Prizes, but our average class size is 26 with a 15 to 1 student to faculty ratio. So we really try to make that big school feel small. We have 200 majors in those 10 schools and colleges. You've been admitted to at least one major. In some cases, you've been admitted to more than one with our dual enrollment options. And so you're in two different schools at Syracuse. Regardless of your major, you can take classes in any of those schools or colleges. You can also minor in any of those schools or colleges. You even have the option to change your major through our intra-university transfer process. So maybe you're not starting in your first choice program. There is an option at Syracuse where you can take classes in that first choice and even apply to transfer at the end of your first or second year. So you have that chance to really craft a curriculum based on your needs and your interests. And you're not alone in that process. You have advising to make sure you're on track to graduate on time, to understand life as a Syracuse student, to think about your future after you leave Syracuse. There's great opportunities for you to extend your education outside of the traditional four walls of the classroom. That could be with research. We are a Research One institution. Great opportunities for not just faculty and staff and graduate students, but undergraduate students. There's chances for you to be able to explore the world with a top 10 study abroad program and to also dive deep within your future with internships. Incredible opportunities to start thinking about what comes next. And one way in which we're really trying to think about what's next is creating innovative spaces for our faculty and students to come together to solve real world problems, to think about what it looks like to create new spaces academically and socially for students on campus. One I want to note is the Center for the Creator Economy. You maybe have already done some research on this really innovative space that is a joint venture between the Newhouse School of Public Communications and the Whitman School of Management. The Center for the Creator Economy is uniting faculty together to offer courses, workshops, incubators, mentorships, real industry connections to teach students to build their brand, to monetize content, and to compete digitally as the first academic center related to the creator economy. Incredible opportunities for students who want to get involved in that area. As I mentioned, I'm going to be showing you some real life examples of how students have incorporated all of these aspects of signature learning opportunities into their academic career. And so the first student I want to talk about is Theo. Theo is a senior from Falls Church, Virginia, who utilized his advisors really well during his time here at Syracuse. When he began on campus, and when you begin on campus, you're assigned three different advisors. You have career, academic, and peer. And these advisors are your support team during your time at Syracuse. You'll have the option to connect with your academic advisor at the end of May, beginning of June of this year after you've enrolled, and I'll talk more about that at the end of our time. And so with academic advising, they're helping you think about your future. Theo started as a sport analytics major in the Falk College of Sport, the only standalone college of sport in the nation. As he progressed through his major, taking classes in economics in the Maxwell School, he decided to add a second major in the economics program. And so we see students, and I really want to highlight this, who change their minds or wish to explore other academics interests. And so whenever possible, we try to make it seamless for you to change your major, to add a major through that internal intra-university transfer process. With the Falk College, Theo joined a research team that partnered him with the Department of Athletics to analyze and deliver data-driven insights gathered through a combination of wearable technologies and stats-keeping devices. So using player data research, Theo provided real-time movement data to improve performance with the Syracuse men's soccer team. He generated heat maps that revealed player positioning during a match, and then created two apps to visualize that data. So that's something that's really key, and I'll talk more about the opportunities for research, is providing students that chance to really dive deep into those areas of interest. For Theo, that was specifically soccer, athletics, and data. So, in addition to academic advising, Theo also has been leaning on his career counseling to find some unique internship opportunities, working both with the MBA and then also Football Club Ville in Switzerland. And so we're excited to see what Theo is going to do in his future. He's not the only one, though, conducting research on our campus. We also see students like Gabby. Gabby from Hollywood, Florida, is part of Syracuse University's Engineering Without Borders chapter, and they're collaborating with local government officials and representatives on a dam remediation project on the Little Salmon River in central New York. As the project manager, Gabby's getting real-world hands-on experience as she assesses ecological conditions, performs surveys, and communicates with stakeholders. As an environmental engineering major in the College of Engineering and Computer Science, she's had a great support team from her success advisors as she pursues internship opportunities. And actually, this past summer, she worked at EY as a climate change and sustainability services intern. Gabby also had the opportunity to spend a semester abroad at our center in Madrid. Nearly half of our student population will have a global experience during their time at Syracuse. Our broad program, as I noted, is ranked in the top 10. We have centers in Madrid, where Gabby went, but also in Florence, London, Strasbourg, Santiago. And actually, you're connected with world partners in over 60 countries worldwide. So if you still want to go to Japan, Ireland, South Africa, there are countless opportunities to have a global experience. You can go for a full semester, but there are summer programs, there are short-term trips, often tied to a class you take on campus, that usually last about 1 to 2 weeks overseas. Outside of her major, Gabby is involved with club sports on campus. She's actually president of both the water polo club and the boxing club. And last year, we were a top-ranked boxing club, pretty much due to the leadership that Gabby brought to that team. And so we want to make sure that you have that chance as you want to explore those interests outside of your major, right? Gabby's in engineering, but passionate about athletics. We want to make sure that you're feeling supported to have that unsurpassed student experience. So we strive to create a welcoming campus for all students, with our campus community representing all 50 states and 120 countries. We have over 350 student organizations that give you the opportunity to demonstrate leadership skills, make connections, and continue doing what you love or to pick up a new interest. More importantly, though, we support our students holistically as individuals. And that comes through a couple different means. The first is our state-of-the-art health, wellness, and recreation facility center called the Barnes Center at the Arch. This one-stop shop for health and wellness on our campus is our largest gym, our counseling center, and health services, all co-located in the same shared space. And so you can meet with a mental health professional, a nutritionist, physical trainer, a nurse, a pharmacist, all in the same building. There's a 2-story rock climbing wall, 3 floors of workout equipment, rooms for yoga, Zumba, Pilates. There's an S-shaped hot tub, a space to flip tires. But there's also a mind spa where you can get a massage, you can meditate, unwind from class. A pet therapy room where we bring four-legged furry friends throughout the year to help students deal with the anxiety of finals. And then one of our 3 esports facilities, and I'm going to go more into depth about that in just a few moments. But the Barnes Center is an incredible space to make sure that students are taking care of themselves, mind, body, and soul. There's 115 pieces of cardio equipment, 10 metric tons of free weights, 50 fitness classes offered per week. So incredible ways to dive deep within your health at Syracuse. We're also wanting to make sure that we are holistic and inclusive in our support services. And so with our Center for Disability Resources, regardless whether or not you have an IEP, they can provide individual accommodations and assistive technology to help foster independent, self-determined learners. Our Center for Student Excellence, one of our newest centers on campus, is the centralized hub for student success, academic support, engagement, and persistence. It brings together multiple high-impact student support offices under one coordinated structure with a shared mission to help students thrive academically, personally, and professionally from their first day. One office I want to highlight within the Center for Student Excellence is the Center for Learning and Student Success, or CLASS. This offers free tutoring for students, even as early as their first semester, wanting to make sure that you're taking care of those opportunities academically. So if you need additional support, either through Center for Disability Resources or through tutoring, that's available to you from the start. Hendricks Chapel is actually the spiritual heart of Syracuse. It is one of the largest interfaith chapels on a college campus, with multiple other religious services and facilities located across the university. And then the final office I want to note is our Intercultural Collective. This supports all students on campus, and the IC really helps to build bridges across communities. It's home to our Belonging and Student Success Office, our Disability Cultural Center, our LGBTQ Resource Center, and also works really closely with our Center for International Services. So many ways to sort of be thinking about yourself holistically in Syracuse, getting the support you need. For Izzy, that was a huge thing as she was a student here on campus. Isabel is a junior from Long Island. She's done a great job of embracing and giving back to Syracuse and really thinking about that holistic health. She's a leader within our University Ambulance, SUA. It's a student-run ambulance on our campus, and they provide students with training and experience as an EMT and work closely with our local hospitals. Actually, there are three within walking distance of campus. And for Isabel, this is really something that was important to her as she was thinking about her future, wanting to go into medicine. She started her career at Syracuse as a biology major, but soon switched to biochemistry and then eventually landed on biotechnology. All three majors are within the College of Arts and Sciences, but they have some distinct differences, right? It allowed her to really tailor those interests, to craft that curriculum. There's flexibility academically. So if you want to explore those interests, I noted, to take minors, other majors, you have that opportunity. And given the interest that she has in medicine and the human body, she actually secured an internship in immunology research at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. She also, in addition to her academic and career advisors, has a pre-health advisor. So we do pre-professional advising that's available to students here at Syracuse. So as you're thinking about opportunities after your undergraduate career, either medical school, dental school, PA school, we want to make sure that you're getting the support that you need in that process. And so our pre-health advisors will work with students as early as their first year to make sure they're taking the classes that they need, to make sure that they're getting experience in hospitals, in communities, and then also preparing for the MCAT, for the DDAT, whatever test that they're going to take to then apply to medical school, dental school, PA school, whatever they're looking to do in the future, vet school. And so Isabel took advantage and has taken advantage of those resources with SUA, with the local hospitals, hospitals in her home area as well, as she's working with the pre-health advisors. But it's not just pre-health when it comes to pre-professional. We also have pre-law advising as well, which is what Gustavo has really utilized while he has been here on campus. He is a senior who's graduating this year from Santa Monica, California, with really strong interests in law. So he's relying on that pre-law advisor as he goes through the law school application process, preparing for the LSAT and submitting his applications. And so similar to pre-health advising, the pre-law advising, they're open to all majors. You don't have to be a specific program to utilize either a pre-health or pre-law advisor. And as I noted, they'll work with you from the start of your Syracuse career. Gustavo is actually dually enrolled, pursuing both a degree in public relations from the Newhouse School, but then also a degree in political science from the Maxwell School. More than 50% of our students are doing more than just one major. So that could be a minor that they're adding to their major. It could be a double major like we saw with Theo, or dual where they're in two separate colleges. Gustavo is globally minded and has really taken opportunities to study abroad throughout his time at Syracuse. He's gone to China and Spain and actually even completed a recent internship in Tokyo with Just Legal. He's also heavily involved with student government as a leader in the Student Association, while also pursuing those interests he has in communications as a member of Citrus TV, our student-run television station on campus. Regardless of your program, you have opportunities to be involved with communication organizations like the Daily Orange, the #1 college newspaper in America. So if there's things you want to experience outside of your program, we want to make sure you get those chances either through classes, through minors, or through the student organization. We also see students who are wanting to be heavily involved in just all the activities happening on campus. We want you to be active. As I noted before, we've seen you do incredible things already in your high school. So we hope you get involved here at Syracuse. Maybe that's athletics. We are a Division I school for athletics. We have more lacrosse championships than any other college. Basketball, Was a season this year. Excited for next year. We're currently in the search for a new head coach. Football, I'm very excited for this year. Steve Angeli was our quarterback this past fall, who unfortunately got injured in the fourth game against Clemson, tearing his Achilles. We're hoping that he is going to be just incredible this fall as he's back to full strength. But even if you're not playing at the Division One level, there's still club and intramural sports. So you can still play field hockey and soccer or boxing, like you saw that Gabby was doing. There's also great opportunities for music and art with pep bands, concert choirs, chamber orchestras, a cappella groups. I advise one if you have questions later. Our marching band is open for any student to join. You don't have to play an instrument. Actually, a quarter of the band are engineers. You don't even have to play an instrument. They'll put a piccolo in your hands and march you down the field. There are so many opportunities where we'll organize trips to go rock climbing, snow tubing, skiing, cosmic bowling, showing free movies all the time on campus. We also bring in some great musicians. We've recently seen everyone from Khalid to Kesha, A$AP Rocky, Jack Harlow, Kid Laroi, Aminé, Role Model, Lotto, Drake and Kendrick, just obviously not at the same time. Elton John, Paul McCartney, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Pink, Metallica, just to name a few. Comedians, we've seen everyone from Marcelo Hernandez to Sarah Sherman. Brittany Broski was just on campus yesterday. There was a free opportunity to see Brittany Broski. So, really fantastic opportunities for you to have a really well-rounded experience at Syracuse. And one of those places is going to be potentially in esports. You can hang out with your friends on campus using our state-of-the-art gaming and esports center, which features 36 PC gaming stations, gaming consoles, sim racing, VR headsets. We're actually the only university that offers a degree in esports communication and management. We have a power conference team and an arena that just broke ground where you can see some incredible competitions happen right on our own campus. So you might have opportunities with your roommate to hang out in that esports gaming center, playing Mario Kart, just building relationships. We want to make sure that you're building strong relationships with your floor, with your roommates, with people all across campus. We do have a 2-year housing requirement. That first year is going to be in a traditional residence hall. We see students have the opportunity as a sophomore to live either in an on-campus residence hall for upperclassmen students or one of our on-campus apartments. So you have that chance, either one as an upperclassman student. And we actually have 3 new residence halls that are under construction for upperclassmen students that will be opening by the time you are a sophomore. But as a first year, you're going to have that traditional residence hall experience. 98% of students live in a double, with the majority of those being something we call a split double, which is the image you see at the bottom of the screen. In this case, the wall sort of divides the space into 2. You still have a roommate and a shared space together, but then your own area to kind of get some privacy, to decorate how you want, to not have to look at their face every moment, which is great if you are a Red Sox fan rooting for Dustin Pedroia. But if you're a Red Sox fan living with a Yankees fan, you might want some separation during the postseason. September is usually not a great month, at least for me. Maybe you're really into Olivia Rodrigo. Your roommate really is into Sabrina Carpenter. Obviously, you need a wall to divide those spaces. I mean, if you were to make espresso that tastes sour, you may not have the guts to say, please, please, please forgive me through tears. If you got that joke, good for you. We have 6 dining halls on our campus, all with gluten-free, vegetarian, vegan, lactose-free, dairy-free, nut-free options, one with halal and kosher. Regardless of where you live on campus, you can eat in any of those dining halls. Actually, with those 3 new residence halls, there will be a new dining hall that will open up as well. On campus, we have both Dunkin' and Starbucks, so you don't have to choose, with 20 other cafes, multiple different food courts, with Core Life Eatery, which is kind of like a Sweet Greens, Halal Shack, which is kind of like a Kava, and Panda Express, which is a Panda Express. So you get the chance to make sure that you are staying hydrated, caffeinated, and fed during your time on campus. I'm going to talk in just a few moments about the housing application process. As part of the housing application, you do get the chance to choose your roommate. So you can't choose where you live on campus, but you can choose who you live with through the housing application. And so you could put yourself in a group with somebody else that you know, either from your hometown or that you connected with on campus coming for an admitted student day or on Instagram or TikTok. But you can also fill out sort of a profile where you can get matched based on your similar interests or just choose a random roommate. But all of that will happen within the housing application. And one of the best ways to actually meet a roommate who might have some similar interests is through our living learning communities. These give students at no additional cost a chance to live with somebody who's also going to be an architecture major, also a business major, or maybe somebody who loves e-gaming, or somebody that loves the arts, or connecting with international communities. And so these living learning communities give you the chance to live with somebody who has that similar interest or major, doing cool activities with each other as you're getting that chance to be able to grow together in your first year. And there's so much to do, as I noted, with your roommates on campus, but also in the local community. Syracuse is a metropolitan city. We're home to about 660,000 people, providing both city life, but also expansive outdoor opportunities. It is fairly easy to get to us. We are located in the Northeast, at the crossroads of Interstate 90 and 81. We also have a train station that is only about 15 minutes from campus, an international airport that's also only about 15 minutes from campus, so fairly easy to get to Syracuse. We also have great opportunities if you want to go visit friends in Philadelphia, New York, Toronto, to be able to take the train or bus or fly to be able to visit those places and easily come back to campus. There's a lot to do within the city of Syracuse on weekends. You can catch a minor league hockey or baseball game, go shopping at Destiny USA, which is actually the 10th largest mall in America. Grab a bite to eat at some fantastic restaurants in Armory Square downtown or Marshall Street, which is very close to campus. And as I noted, we have some fantastic outdoor experiences. Within 30 minutes drives of campus, you can go hiking, skiing, whitewater rafting, kayaking, snowboarding, incredible places to see mountains, rivers, and lakes. And then Syracuse is just growing. Something I'm so excited to share, if you haven't already heard, is about Micron. Micron is really an incredible organization, and the city is abuzz with the announcement that they are going to build the largest semiconductor fabrication facility in North America, just 9 miles from our campus, bringing $100 billion to development, 9,000 jobs. They just broke ground about a month ago. And so we're excited to see the impact that's going to have on the city of Syracuse, but also for our students when it comes to next steps. We see incredible opportunities for students during their time on campus to have internships. We see many majors require them, but all of them recommend. And these internships often will help students find full-time jobs, where last year about 90% of our graduating class was employed within 6 months of graduation, with an average starting salary of over $63,000. Employers are finding that Syracuse students are some of the best. They're working with companies like EY, Microsoft, JP Morgan Chase, NBC Universal, Nike, ESPN, the FBI, the CDC, the CIA. So many options for students to have some full-time work as a result of their Syracuse experience. And if you want to continue on for a graduate degree, a great way to do so is to stay with Syracuse. We actually have a Forever Orange Scholarship, which if you continue on with Syracuse, reduces your tuition by 50%. 50% of it is covered by a scholarship for students who are starting at Syracuse in their undergraduate degree and continuing on to get a master's. And there's actually accelerated learning programs. Within the span of 5 years, you can get a bachelor's and master's degree. We want to make sure that you're taking advantage of those opportunities to think about the future. You're not alone in that process. I mentioned the career counselors, but there's so many ways for you to make a Syracuse education last a lifetime. And so what are the next steps? Syracuse.edu/admitted. This is going to be your one-stop shop to find ways to connect with your home college, find instructions on how to enroll, celebrate your admission. Also, your applicant portal, which is now your admit portal, is going to have so much information. That is where you're going to be able to submit your admissions acceptance form. That is due on May 1st, along with a housing and tuition deposit. With submitting the AAF, that will unlock the world of opportunities as an enrolled Syracuse student. Also within your applicant portal will be information about visiting campus. So you'll see opportunities to visit Monday through Saturday. We also have some large-scale admitted student programming called Spring Receptions. We are traveling to your hometowns as well. Next weekend, we're going to be in Chicago, San Francisco. Julie and I will be in Boston. We'll also be going to places all across the world this weekend. We're in Mumbai, we're in Beijing, we're in Delhi. So many places for you to be able to connect with Syracuse all across the world. After you've enrolled at Syracuse, you will get information from our Office of New Student Programs. They will be explaining all the next steps. One of the biggest next steps, though, is going to be setting up your Syracuse email address. So if you have enrolled, make sure that you're getting information through your Syracuse email address by setting that up. We will be sending you more information throughout the coming months about what next steps will look like for the fall for those students who are enrolled, sending you information about visiting campus as well. We want to make sure you're getting information about advising and course selection. So your academic advisor will reach out to you, as I noted, in late May with information about classes and scheduling those for the fall. We have some great opportunities for you to come to the summer, excuse me, to come to Syracuse in the summer through our optional summer orientation. This is available for all majors. It's over a 2-day period in July. You can choose the time that works best for you. It gives you a great opportunity to familiarize yourself with campus, connect with your classmates and with staff ahead of our welcome week in August. Also this summer, we have a great opportunity with Summer Start to get a head start on your Syracuse experience. It's a virtual educational experience where you'll earn credit towards your degree before your first semester begins. It's available to all incoming students. It includes math preparation, college readiness courses. It is both synchronous and asynchronous. So if you are traveling for summer, you are already located in a different place in Syracuse, New York, and can't come to campus, we want to make sure you get the chance to still get that head start on your career through the Syracuse Summer Start program. Last thing I'll note is Welcome Week. It is our primary orientation program. It takes place in August, just before the fall semester starts. Domestic students will be able to move into the residence halls beginning August 17th to the 19th. You'll get your date later in the year, so don't worry about it right now. More information will be coming later about what date you'll be able to move to campus. International students will have the chance to move in a little bit earlier. Welcome Week officially kicks off, though, on August 18th, and it's a busy few days with lots of programming for students and families. Orientation, though, is not just one weekend. We continue with activities all throughout the first semester, especially with our first year seminar, making sure students are getting the chance to feel welcome, to understand college, to understand Syracuse. And then the first day of classes will begin on August 24th. I've thrown a lot of information at you very quickly. I'm putting our contact information on the screen, but we do still have time together tonight. As you have any questions that I haven't been able to cover, feel free to submit those using the Q&A function within Zoom. You can also send us an email after tonight at orange@syr.edu or send us a call at 315-443-3611. But as you have any questions tonight, feel free to submit those using the Q&A function within Zoom. I'll wait just a moment for any other questions. I know Julie's already answered a few of them. Yeah, so the first year orientation. So for those 2 days, you're getting the chance to be able to connect with your home college. So you're going to be able to meet with your academic advisor. You're going to be able to meet with your dean and with professors. You also get the chance to be able to take a tour of campus if you haven't already, to sort of see what life will be like. Most likely, you won't know what your housing will be at that point, but you'll get the chance to kind of see the layout of campus where students live. You'll be building relationships, doing activities with your friends. Parents, there'll be activities for you as well during that orientation. All the information is also available on the New Student Programs website. For Welcome Week, which is our larger orientation process that happens during move-in, that will take place. So move-in starts August 17th. That Welcome Week starts the next day on August 18th. But those 2-day July optional orientations, they're optional, by the way, the ones in July. More information about that is available on the New Student Programs website. There are multiple different days all over the month of July. Well, thank you so much. You've been really an incredible opportunity for me to be able to connect with you. I've so enjoyed getting to know you more, being able to share more about Syracuse. I do want to just sort of leave you with a couple thoughts. As you're going through this process, we know that you're trying to find that college that's going to help grow you, that's going to help stretch you and help you become the best version of who you can be. I do truly believe Syracuse can be that place for you. Not just because it was for me or for Julia or for 250,000 alumni worldwide, but as I came back to campus 8 years ago after working in the communications field, I got the chance to be able to connect with students, to sort of see how Syracuse education continues to grow and evolve and change and influence our students as they are looking to make a difference. I love Syracuse University because it is trying to grow students who want to become the best version of themselves, not to best somebody else. And so, as you're in this process of trying to find your best fit, come back to visit if you haven't. If you have, come back to visit. If you haven't, come please visit. Get to know us, discover what it means to be orange, because it is more than just a color. It truly is a way of life. I want to thank you so much for being here tonight. Feel free to submit any other questions you have using our website, connecting with your admissions representative within your portal. We want to be here for you as you have those questions about Syracuse. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great rest of your evening and go Orange.